last night I made the comment that that game did not make me that mad, essentially. That's a different tune to tonight from tonight because tonight's game made me very legitimately upset, frustrated, mad, whatever adjective you have to describe frustration. I had it tonight. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post game recap. Mariners lose this one 2-1 to the Angels. They fall to what are they 52 and 45 now on the season. Thanks to Houston losing, they do maintain a one-game lead in the American League West. So technically, the magic number is reduced by one today. Like I said, I will always look for some silver linings. Eh, You know, now I am frustrated about last night because my thing with last night, listen, like I said, every loss is going to be frustrating, right? There's not a single loss when you're in the middle of a pennant race, in the middle of, fighting for a playoff spot. They're all going to feel magnified. They're all going to feel like that's the loss that's going to set us back and end the season. Truthfully, there's never going to be one game you just look at and go, yeah, that's the one. There may be certain key moments. There may be games you look back on and say, like, ooh, that was one we should have had, or something like that. It's stretches of baseball. You don't miss the playoffs from one game, but when you add up, when you add them all up, they all matter, right? So every loss is frustrating, but last night the offense was all right. It could have been a little better in spots, but it was fine. Brian Wu has been really good when healthy. Just wasn't on his game yesterday. I can't be too upset. It's his first start back from the injured list. You hit Tyler Anderson pretty well, but Anderson's a good starting pitcher. And he was able to turn it over to a back end of a bullpen, which truthfully, in today's day and age of Major League Baseball, even bullpens that like you'll hear, oh, they're ranked 27th and 28th. Every bullpen has some flamethrowers at the back end that can get you out. It's maybe more in the middle, front, the middle reliever. Some of them may not be as good, but the Angels' back end is pretty solid. Joyce, Garcia, and Esteves is good. And they were able to turn it over to them last night and found a way to get a W, and then you couldn't hold it in extra innings. And listen, yes, it would be great to sweep the Angels. This, again, for perspective for last night. But I never go into a series going, you've got to win four. You have to sweep. Baseball is just too weird. Too many weird things happen. But I will say you've got to win a series. I will always say that. There are certain teams you need to win series against. Basically, what I'm getting at long-winded is I think you guys can start to learn what pushes my buttons into a negative or positive direction. One game happens when you lose a couple in a row, and you especially lose a couple in a row to a baseball team just not very good, my frustration starts building. Long-winded way to say tonight frustrated me. Soriano's been pretty solid. He's not a bad pitcher by any means, but you let him off the hook constantly throughout this game. The Mariners' first three batters of the game, JP walks, great at bat for his walk. Cal singles, Julio singles, 1-0 Mariners. You haven't even made an out yet. You're up 1-0. First and second, nobody out. You've got Soriano on the ropes here already in the first inning. The Mariners did not score the rest of the game. Bases loaded twice in this game for Luke Raley. Luke Raley had a really bad game. Strikeout and a ground out. But top of the eighth, leadoff double for Victor Robles, who is red hot. 3 more hits tonight for Victor Robles. Turns it over to the top of the order, and 3 atrocious at-bats from JP, Cal, and Julio. Listen, Cal and Julio have been hot. They're swinging the bats really well. I'm not going to dig on them too much, but atrocious. Excuse me, I think I said 8th inning. That was in the 7th inning against Joyce. Now, Joyce throwing 105. Slider at 97. I mean, ridiculously good stuff. But you can't get a leadoff double there and not find a way to even manufacture him home. You cannot let Soriano off the hook. Bases loaded twice. First inning, first and second, nobody out. I think it was in the 5th or 6th inning. Ty France hit by a pitch. I think it was in the 6th inning to start it. Literally 4 pitches later in the 6th inning. Ty France leadoff hit by a pitch. The inning is over. Polanco double play, and then Rojas grounds out. Top of the 9th, a little bit of bad luck. Polanco stung that ball, 107 off the bat, 910 expected batting average. So that was a little frustrating. He stung that ball. Adele was right there. And then even the 2 runs the Angels score. Joe Adele gets a base hit. Should have just scored 1 run. Bad throw by Luke Raley. JP Crawford can't make the scoop on it. 2-run score, and that's how you lose the baseball game. Cannot happen. You can't make that error. I know errors happen. It's part of baseball. The Mariners have scored runs off errors. They're going to make more errors the rest of the year, and they're going to score off an error somewhere as the year goes along. But you cannot have that happen. And then that's what you lose the game on. Come on. I thought George Kirby struggled the first couple innings, but settled down and gave them 6 fantastic innings of baseball. And he gets a loss. We talk about this all the time. The starting pitching, not as much this road trip. The offense has been better, but for the most part all season, for the most part, the starting pitching has to be like perfect to get wins. Perfect. Kirby should not be losing games against the Angels where he goes 6 innings, 2 earned runs. Let me pull up the box score a little bit here. Give me 1 second, guys. Again, using a different computer. Mic's still not working, so I apologize. I don't think I mentioned either. Remember to smash the like button, comment your thoughts on the game down below, and hit subscribe. Sorry if I didn't mention that as well. Still tired, guys, so I'm sorry for maybe not being on my game 100% here. Let me pull up the box score. I just want to see what Kirby's final line was. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Like I said, first couple innings, thought Kirby's command didn't look great. When he was in the zone, he was in the zone, the strike zone. But when he missed, he wasn't even close. Then he really settled in and was fantastic. Austin Voth with a shutout 7th. Colin Snyder does a nice job in the 8th, works around leadoff double. The offense again, and what have I said all year? There's games like this. They get the base runners, they get people on, and nothing. Where was the big hit? Where was the ball into the gap with the bases loaded from Luke Raley? Where was anybody else? Where in the 7th inning was JP lining a base hit to score Robles and getting a rally going? The first inning, you could have knocked Soriano out, possibly. I mean, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. And Soriano's good. He threw the ball well, not taken away from it. Like I said, that back end of the Angels bullpen is kind of surprisingly really good. But first and second, nobody out after getting a 1-0 lead on the ropes. Come on, guys. Even if you get one more there, you feel pretty good about it. Get it to 2-0. And to lose the game because that base hit in the second inning is just so annoying and frustrating. And to a team that you should be beating. Again, 4-game sweeps are hard. It is really hard to go somewhere and sweep a 4-game set. It's why I said, and last night I thought that was going to be a tough one. Tyler Anderson's been really good. Woo's first game back from the IL. Now, it didn't so much play out like that because Anderson wasn't great last night, but I just went in thinking that might be a tough game. You've had a great road trip up until tonight. 3, and that was the other thing too, right? Like, you won 2 in San Diego. Didn't really expect that. I thought maybe a split. San Diego's a decent team. Come into LA, you crushed them the first game 11-0. 3-0 on the road trip. Vibes are feeling good. Now you're almost done doing it. Isn't it just crazy how quickly vibes change in baseball? First inning yesterday, Julio hits a 2-run home run. I mean, have we felt better about this team recently? Probably last month, we were probably on cloud 9, at least for what we felt about this team in that first inning yesterday. And literally 24 hours later, the vibes are back to kind of, it's incredible how it changes. And then to win 11-0, then lose 2 1-run games. That's not the script. Usually the Mariners are doing the opposite. Usually they're losing that 11-0 game, then they're winning the 1-run games. Silver lining for tomorrow, Logan Gilbert on the mound. Should feel pretty good about that. Looks like probably a spot starter or something for the Angels. I will say Anderson and Soriano today are decent starting pitchers. They're not atrocious. It's just more frustrating they had so many opportunities against Soriano and couldn't deliver. He's not good enough that you shouldn't be able to deliver in one of those opportunities. But Logan versus likely a spot star tomorrow. Angels bullpen might be a little thin. Garcia and Joyce may be down. Estevez could be down as well. I was talking to my man Mariner Surrey, made a point that with the All-Star break coming up, they may see if they can get another inning out of Estevez. So he may be good to go because he didn't throw a lot of pitches tonight, but should feel pretty good there. The bats have been better on this road trip, so you'd hope they can get something going against whoever's going to make the start tomorrow for the Angels. But like I said, you've got to feel pretty good with Logan Gilbert. You win tomorrow, you'll be in first place no matter what happens going into the All-Star break. If we're not asking questions about how it's gotten here, at least, it's something I think we all would have signed up for before the season. So find a way to get that split tomorrow. You finish with a 4-2 road trip. Thankfully, you were able to get 2 in San Diego. That allows you to I'm not saying allows you to split or lose the series. You want to win the series, keep the momentum going. but allows it if you split with the Angels, it's still not a disaster road trip. I guess long term is what, or not long term, but long winded is what I'm trying to say there. So, I think that's the silver lining, the cope that I can come up with. Just frustrated to see this offense revert. And again, it's just, yesterday offense pretty decent, but the pitching not locked in. Now today, the pitching locks in, but the offense just can't get that extra hit. It's frustrating because you're like one hit away in so many spots from winning this game. So, and then, like I said, my frustration now has gone up from yesterday. So I'm like double frustrated because I sat there and preached about, I'm not that mad. It happens. Maybe I should have been more mad yesterday. I cannot control what my emotional reaction is to a game. Sometimes it's weird. And I'm sure some of you are like that too. There's certain games that there's games that I know people like, that game drove you nuts. And yeah, sometimes there just is. There's a random game that'll just make my blood boil. And then there's other games where I'm like, I don't know, it just didn't get to me. Last night just didn't. It just didn't get to me. Tonight did. Tonight bothered me up. It just bothered me. I don't know what adjective I'm looking or description or whatever I'm looking for there, but just frustrating, just very frustrating. And you wasted a George Kirby start, a really good George Kirby start. Should be winning. So bounce back tomorrow. Try to get a split. If you do that, maybe Houston loses the series to Texas. Texas wins today. Maybe they can do that. You win. Maybe you're 2 games up. Man, the Mariners just cannot gain a game on the Astros. I swear the Astros know what the Mariners are going to do and make sure not to waste their wins on game or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm exhausted. I'm going to get out of here. Channel members, here's the deal. I cannot do the live stream tomorrow. What I am going to do is this. We're going to do a contest for the All-Star game. I'm going to give away like a gift card to a Simply Seattle, somewhere like there. We'll do something like that. And I'll be live during the All-Star game. Probably not for the whole thing, but for maybe first 5-6 innings, I'll do live stream for the All-Star game for the channel members, and we'll have a contest in it as well. Something along the lines of picking the MVP of the All-Star game. And if you can get it right, you'll get the gift card, and then maybe we'll work out a way where someone gets it anyway. So hopefully the Mariners can bounce back tomorrow. I think we all got better things to do on a Saturday night. So I'm going to go take care of that. My better things is going to bed. So have a good night, everybody. Mariners are 1 win away from having division lead at the All-Star break, or 1 Houston loss away. So, silver linings. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, go Mariners. Peace.